Hey y'all, today Ray and I are behind a grocery store and for the last couple weeks we've thought that we need to change our brakes, our brake pads and rotors, but Ray took the tire off and started inspecting, and we don't think we do. However, there's a lot that I don't know about brakes and brake pads that Ray just knows, so we came up with the idea to give you guys some brake pad 101 info, right?
Yeah, especially if you're going to a shop and they're like, oh yeah, you need new pads, new rotor, you know, and $1,200 later you're out the door and you can't tell the difference. A lot of people complain about brake squeaking, that kind of thing. It's kind of normal.
It can be.
If it's screeching loud and you look at this rotor through your through your wheels and it looks really nasty.
What's nasty mean?
So that's fairly
clean.
I mean, you see.
Are you talking about cleanliness, or are you talking
about?
No,
not clean. No,
okay.
Just the metal, because these grip this metal rotor, and over time this gets thinner and thinner. Now there's a lot of material, so don't think it's going to wear out quickly. But these grooves, even to the fingernail, are fairly smooth. If you were to look through, and it looks like somebody just with metal nails just scratched it and just.
So you're looking for grooves, like really deep
nasty,
grooves.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is a new brake pad, and just so you'll kind of see, because everybody's hand's different. I got small hands. So here's a penny. So this is the pad material. That's what's called a backing plate. And this is the material. So laying, in this case, a penny all the way to the backing plate, you can see that on a brand new pad, the pad material is coming out almost to the top of, that's the Capitol building, right? I'm a bad history guy. So that kind of gives you an idea how thick a pad should be brand new. So there's two pads, one on each side of this rotor that squeeze that rotor. So if you'll see here, and hopefully the flashlight, so here's your backing plate here.
I don't think the flashlight's on.
Yeah, I'll let you hold that.
There we go.
There we go. That helps. So that's the backing plate, that's the pad material. You can see how thick that brake material is still in there. Pretty,
I'm having a hard time.
Almost looks new. I mean, there's a lot of pad material. Now from this side, from the front of the pad, or from the front of the, this is a brake caliper. So you'll see, here's your inside pad, and that's a wear indicator wire right here. All that material between the rotor and that wire is brake material. So you got a lot of material there. And then I'll bring the camera in further. And then from this side, from inside, a little light here. See all that pad material between the rotor? Let me turn the rotor a little bit. So that's the rotor. That spins, and then the pads on each side grab the rotor. So I've got quite a bit of material on both sides. I think I've said that probably 20 times, sorry. So bottom line, I've got plenty of pad. My rotor looks good. I mean, yeah, there's a little groove, but I mean, that just gives more bite to the pad, and the pads, you know, essentially embed to the rotor, you know, so it follows the groove. So it's getting good service. The other thing I wanted to check with it up off the ground, either with the wheel on or off, you can do this either way, but without the emergency brake being pulled, this should spin freely, and it does. There's no noise. Now if I applied the brake a little bit and could hear it, you know, kind of grinding, then, you know, either the emergency brake is not releasing completely, or there's some issue with either the caliper pin that's inside this little rubber boot here or down here, Let me find my finger. There we go, right there. Because this caliper, you know, kind of slides in and out, you know, as it's grabbing the rotor. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, I guess comment down below.
And let's go check the other.
Yeah, we'll check the other side in a second.
Because that might be a whole nother story.
But hey, while I'm doing that, you can go ahead and use this time to subscribe and hit that notification bell and make a comment, share with your friends, and then watch endlessly, because this is about the funnest thing you can ever do. The one thing I will say, so since we're on the road, and I'll hand the phone back to Chris and she can record me or her, either one. I will say being on the road just gives it challenges to doing repairs like this. Not only making sure you have the tools you need, you know, the right size sockets, all that kind of thing, and then all of the pieces, you know, the rotor, the caliper. I went ahead and got everything except for the brake hose, you know, the actual hydraulic hose, because I've never had to replace one of those, but I didn't want to be stranded and have this off the ground. And since this is our only vehicle except for the Moto Compacto, I wanted to make sure I had everything I needed. So let's go check the other side. So before I take the tire off, I did go ahead and loosen the lugs, but before I do that, I want to spin it. I'm not hearing anything. Brakes or even wheel bearing, I'm not hearing any noise. And then I'm also just kind of shake the tire a little bit left to right, top to bottom. I don't feel any jiggle, no rattling, so everything is good so far. Let's just keep going. So another little tip that I've learned over the years, I'm up there. So when you're going to take a tire off, leave one lug nut or bolt on, loosen it just a little bit, and then come to the tire, just click it, and it'll break it free. So if it's kind of locked up on the studs at some point from just being on, that'll break it free.
Well, I took a look at it and it looked like there was plenty of brake pad to me, but let's see what the professional says.
Yeah, so at least on the outer side, the rotor's good. There's no major grooves, but the pad, I don't know if you can see it, it's almost brand new.
Yeah.
Easily a ½ an inch thick on this side, and then from the front,
And you can see it on the front too.
I come over here. Oh,
sorry. I don't know if I'm on it.
Here,
Yeah, there you go.
stand there and block the sign for me. So here, there's plenty of pad you can see between the rotor. Let me turn the rotor real quick.
You want to turn it?
Plenty of pad between the rotor and the wear sensor wire. See that wire coming out of the pad? That tells you that the brake pads are worn down once that little contact inside that wire touches the rotor, grounds it out, and turns on the light. So pads look good. So the only thing I'm probably going to do, haven't done it since we bought the van in 2018. This is an 18 Ram Promaster 3500 extended with the heavy duty suspension and the vented rotors. These are vents. Come here. I didn't mention that. So these little slots in the rotor, those are vents. So when it's spinning, it vents the rotor, keeps it cooler. More for heavy duty application. So yeah, so I'll
What are you going to do?
probably just bleed the brakes. I'll do like a complete fluid swap. I've heard people saying that the shop told them to do it. Let me turn the phone around. Shops will tell you that you need to do it every 12 months or 2 years. A little extreme, especially knowing how many miles most people put on a van. Now, if you're putting 200,000 miles on it in a year or two, yeah, I'd go ahead and do some extra maintenance. But brake fluid swap after 5-ish, 6 years, I guess now. Yeah, it's probably.
It's not going to hurt
The
anything.
fluid still works. It's
Yeah.
not like fluid expires. And moisture?
No.
moisture climates, moisture.
In a more moist climate?
In a more moist climate or damp climate. Brake fluid can get a little dampness, and it's a complete sealed system, but it can still
get some moisture in there.
Get some moisture in there. I guess it could cause a little corrosion in some of the parts, but again, for most people, you never know. But the shop loves to try to get $300 from you, though.
So you're going to do the brake fluids just as kind of a maintenance, precautionary thing? Why not kind of thing? Okay. All right. We're not doing that today, though, are we?
Nope.
Okay.
No, it's a sealed system, and I don't have any leaks or anything, where air's getting in it. I've got good brake application. Everything is fine. It's just good to check. And then bleeding was actually pretty simple. You've helped me quite a few times on the Hondas. Mm-hmm. You just let it basically just naturally bleed out. There's a little bleeder valve under this little rubber cap, and you just let the fluid bleed out. You can also apply the pedal inside to help push
bleed
it out
it quicker. Well, we'll do that. We'll do a video on that one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, guys.
From the back of a grocery store.
Yeah, in Arizona.
In Arizona. It's hot.
It's dry, though, so I'm not
I know.
I am sweating a little, too.
All right, let's pack up and get on out of here.
Get out of here.
Bye.
Bye.